Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Cancer, we are going to find out how you've changed, how you've been changing, what's been going on with you. I'm going to do it all with the wild unknown. I'm going to ask with these cards, I'm going to see who you were then. So it could be like an hour ago, could be a week, months, years, who you are now. We're going to look at the lesson that you're still working on perfecting here in this lifetime. And then we're going to see what lesson you have perfected. So we're going to get started. Cancer. The portals of love. Let's see what's going on with you. My crabby little friends. Crabby little friends. All right, Cancer. Who you were then, who you are now. Okay, who you were then. You have two cards. Wow, the river and the bridge. How profound is that? The river and the bridge. Who you were then. Give me a moment with that one, okay? Because when these first came out, I thought it was only one. That's how it landed on the table like that. But then I thought, oh, there's two cards there. The first thing I want to say with the bridge, because that's what I saw first, and the first message that came through was mediator. So somebody trying to bridge two gaps. Someone perhaps trying to bring two impossible things together. But the river... to me, that's what separates the two sides on the bridge, is the water. You are the river and you are the bridge. So it's almost like were then. I want to say it's as if you were your own worst enemy at one point in the past, because you were what separated 2 points, but then you wanted to bring these 2 points together. But in a way, you wanted to bring the impossible together. Oh, yeah. You wanted to bring the impossible because it's impossible. You cannot be both the river and the bridge. You cannot be the divide and then bring it together, like form a bridge over your own self, which is the divide. There's like a conflict. There's a huge conflict. Oh, this is going to be really interesting to unpack. I just feel like you have just pulled out the two most profound cards to describe like who you would be. It could even be too, like, okay, if you're the water in this element, but you're also trying to show up as the bridge, it's like you're trying to solve problems that really are probably not yours to solve. Like maybe there's something about you being the water that people find like a division. This divides us. You divide us, Cancer. Or you're the problem with, and so you're trying to rectify it. You're just you. You were just you. You know what I'm saying? It also has that feeling of taking on a responsibility to mend ties, to bring things together. That you were the only way that anyone could justify that you are responsible for this divide is the fact that you are the water. But the water just is. The water happened to be there. You were the ones, whoever's on either side of this water source, the ones that felt that something needed to come. Here. You need to build a bridge. The water was there before the concept of the bridge existed, right? And you as a soul, yes, you existed before any concept of something that you were dividing. But you try to be a solution. It's a little bit like taking the blame where you didn't need to take blame. Wow, wow. Let's just go on and on with that one. Okay, now let's see now with this. Oh, it's 2 more cards again. You're gonna make me work so hard. What? 3. Eros, the hunter, The Apocalypse. Oh, jeez. This arrow's been coming out a lot. I don't even remember for who. It's been coming out in a few different spots. The exotic, the passionate hunter of destruction. Just like blow up the fucking bridge. That's what it feels like. Just blow up that fucking bridge. Oh, good for you. Because this is like, why were you being forced to be the bridge? You were the water. If somebody didn't like that, they should have fixed their own shit. If two elements didn't like that, they should have fixed their own shit. You are not the divide. You only represent what people or something saw as a divide. You are the purity. You are the cleansing. You are the sanctity. You are the life force. And if that symbolizes to someone, or has in the past, or some people in the past, that you cause a divide and that you need to fix this, well, here you go. You are passionately hunting the apocalypse. Fuck the bridge. I like this. I like this, Cancer. Okay. You're like, you're checking off all my little Aries elements. Oh, yeah, fuck the bridge, man. And my Gemini rising. Fuck the bridge. Fuck that. Okay. So, not fully learned. What is the lesson not fully learned? But then the lesson that you have fully learned. You're still mastering a lesson here, aren't we all? At least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. But then there's a lesson that you have mastered. See, I did that. You only get 1 card. It's one of these. Not fully mastered the heart. Oh, isn't that funny just to say that? Not fully mastered the heart. Now, oh, all of the messages are coming in with this one. All the messages that come in with this card. Okay, the first thing that comes in with this card is a feeling that I get from this is a very nostalgic, but it can sometimes be like nostalgia about things from the past that you look at it back. Oh, rose-colored glasses. Yeah, dad was a raging alcoholic. Mom was a gambling slut. Your life could have been a complete mess, but you look back on it and you think, oh, we always had a warm cup of tea. You know, like you find the good thing, which isn't bad. But if you do it, oh my God. Okay, just the way I said that. Like, okay, let's say you had like 2 neurotic parents. And there's nothing wrong with a mom. Well, no. Anybody sleeping all over the place. If that's what they want to do. But if they're in a committed relationship, it's probably not a great thing. So, just those 2 elements of like, right? Like you could have these 2, I feel like you had 2 toxic people in the past and you became the target of the problem, but they were really the problem. The water just is. But what you're still learning here is to really realize that that was toxic. You weren't toxic. Toxic might have been toxicity. The concept of toxicity might have been placed upon you in some way here. But okay, so you're still realizing that things from the past, there's some shit there you really need to look at. It wasn't so rosy. It was not so rosy. But I think you're getting pretty good at it, though. Because you are passionately hunting down the apocalypse. Like, maybe you want to blow up this goddamn bridge that somebody's trying to create. But it feels like the bridge is being created because it justifies someone else's perceived reality of what's wrong with you. Or what you're doing wrong. And they put it on you. They put the onus on you. You know, and that could be like really toxic parents. It's, well, why did you, I don't have a job because you didn't wake me up at 6 a.m. to go. You know you have to do that for me when I've been drinking all night. I just watched too many TV shows. So, I don't know. But I know that shit is true. I know it's true. I know that they're out there. So, like, right? Like, that's what that is. And thinking, well, but mom always gave me a good hug at bedtime, even though she smelled like vodka. I'm not going to say that, spirit. Now, the other thing you haven't fully learned, though, is the warmth of your own heart. The beauty of your own heart. Because when other people tell you that you need to build bridges here because there's something wrong with you, I mean, maybe there is something wrong with all of us at sometimes, but I think people should really give you distance to figure that out. They're projecting when they're identifying it for you, and that you're the problem because I can't be successful. So this is a really heavy reading, but it's passionate. I like it. It's got a little bit of, I've had enough of this. Good for you. I like that. The world needs a little bit more of that sometimes. People letting themselves be walked over too often. The heart. Okay, now, but what have you mastered here? It should be interesting. I don't think there's a card for explosives and TNT, but the box. Oh. Wow. You've mastered all the ways that you can contain yourself. You've mastered all of the ways that you can allow others to contain you, whether that's how they define you or physical situations that you find yourself in. Well, you've mastered that. It's time to get out of the box. Wow. What's at the bottom? The mentor. Sorry, it's just thinking, I don't want to picking that up. Why am I picking up 6? Why is 6 so relevant? It's actually making me realize you have 4 appearing here 3 times. You have 34. You have, oh shit me, don't even. You guys telling me how to figure out L's and X's, and this means you take away 10. What? Anyways, you have LXX4. And then you have XL4, and that is the mirror of 6. Why am I being so drawn to this 6? The thing that I'm kind of getting with that is I think of 6 and I think of balance in the tarot. I think of things coming into balance, equal gives and take, equal givens and takens, swooping in with mentor energy. I feel like on some level here, you're meant to be a mentor for someone in your life or something in your life in the future. You got to mentor yourself first here. Maybe there's a mentor sweeping into your life. Oh, this is really fascinating. This is one of those readings where there's going to be a teeny little edit. It's just a blip to you, because I'm definitely going to go into the book. Because there's a few cards that I have not pulled out here in any reading. So thank you for that. Always good to learn new things. Be glad when that, I swear like I drool. Stupid bar. I've been told 2 more months. I think I was told 2 more months 6 months ago. I was complaining in a Gemini reading because my dentist, my bite specialist, he's a Gemini. And he's basically torturing me to perfection. All right, we're going to look at you then. I'm going to pull out a card. I'm only going to pull out 1 here. But there's a really complicated dynamic here. And I think each one of these deserves its own card. Because you were just passionately driven to the apocalypse. To destroying things that perhaps people expected you to build that had no good purpose to build in the first place. The river, the stingray. Isn't that profound too? Because like, I just feel like you showing up as the river and then people wanting to build a bridge over this because you're a divide. That you're just blamed for being you. And the stingray is a beautiful, peaceful creature, to be quite honest. I mean, you see people diving and swimming with them, and they will quite often, like, you'll see the videos, they're making sure divers don't come near don't come near my tail, don't come near my tail. Like, they know the power that the sting that they have, the capability of being, perhaps, toxic. But I just feel the stingray is just a beautiful, soulful animal that just glides through the water, and element is the water, is the river. This is you. Maybe it's the emotions, how you live your emotional state, the backbone of something. The confidence in you. It kind of feels like, oh, my muscles are sore from the adjustment. It kind of feels like whatever, whatever's gone on in the past for you, the whole point of that was for you to stand up for the river. Stand up for the river. And the river is you. Okay, the bridge. The tiger. That's been coming around a lot. Each message is different. What does the tiger want? But to hunt on what's on the other side of the river. You come between me and what I want to hunt. It's like two sides here and both saying, you come between me and what it is that I want. And this is where you find yourself caught. Or you did in the past then. And you took this on because you appeared as the bridge. Okay, I'll make up for everything you think that I lack, and I'll put something here, you know, so that it's okay. Okay, now, passionately the hunter of the apocalypse, the raccoon. Oh my God, I just snorted. I expected to get like the cheetah or the tarantula, but the raccoon. It's beautiful. You know what? I feel like part of it is like, just let this bridge fall apart. I'm going over. That's probably good. I'm just gonna sit and watch, passionately watch this bridge fall apart. I'm just gonna sit over here on the sidelines, on the shore of my own river. I'm gonna watch it all fall apart over there. Because the raccoon is just not getting involved. Not getting involved. That's genius. I mean, it was brought such humor. Okay, right? Because you see this, look at this horse running. And it even reminds you of like the chariot, right? It's a Cancer card. The raccoon. I'm just gonna sit and watch that shit fall apart. Because there ain't nothing wrong with me, honey. It's everything. Yeah. Wow. I love it. I just feel, it feels so high vibrational because you're allowing others space to discover what they need to discover about themselves, as opposed to doing what they were doing to you in the past, which was projecting their own problems and blaming you for them. I give them space to see themselves and dismantle their bridge. Isn't this beautiful? I love it, Cancer. All right. What you haven't fully learned here is the heart. I think you need to give yourself a lot of forgiveness. There might be some sort of focus right now on watching something else go down. And not, you should probably have focus. Watch it happen. I keep getting to the dynamic of like this kid and these two toxic parents. And, you know, maybe you finally grow up and you move away and then you're going to watch them go at each other. Like, I don't know what it is, but you, the river, have flowed on and watch this. The heart. It's so beautiful. It's the happiest little guy in the deck, and it's the otter. What does so well in the river but the otter? You're staying true to yourself, and you got Stingray with the river. And the point where I feel like you're compromised is the tiger. And then here you are. Good things to look forward to. Good things down the river. And they're going down the river in a boat. Oh, isn't that crazy? Oh my God. Duh, Cindy. Instead of building the bridge, they should have built a boat and floated with you. Oh, that just seemed like, wow, yeah. Let people build boats to come to you. Let people flow through you. Let them never challenge that there's something wrong with you. I mean, unless you're a raging alcoholic and people are saying, you know what, I really love you and I'm worried that you're destroying yourself. That's not, they're not saying that, no. I think we can all say that. This is just, I think you know where I'm going with what's over there. It was almost like the raging alcoholics or the narcissists were both, they don't even have to be that extreme. But there's a little bit of extremity there. Whatever the river symbolizes to you, because the river is a part of you. The river is you. It is water. It is flow. It is emotion. Is communication. I mean, sound travels so well through water. Is the droplets of life too. It's transformable. But like, allow, the lesson fully learned here is that you do not have to change to suit other people's problems, to fix other people's problems. We can really only fix our own problems. But I love the fact that this boat floats in the water, as opposed to trying to build a bridge across it. They don't even want to get into the water then, right? They don't even want to get into you. They don't want to know you. They didn't want to know you, maybe. They didn't really want to know who you were. It's to have hope and expectation that there are those that want to get into the water and know who you are. That's the lesson that you need to continue learning. It's so beautiful. It is. I don't want to make a little tear. It's so profoundly beautiful that instead of people who feel like you're in the way, so we need to build a bridge over you, and you need to help to do this, so you need to change yourself, that there are those, to expect those that, well, I'm going to put my boat in this water. It feels great. I just love that. All right. The box. What you've learned here. There are so many ways to get contained. It's not even funny. You can contain yourself. You can let other people do it. The phoenix rising up out of the box. You've mastered it. I don't know how many times you've, and look at how many boxes are here. I can't even count. It's like rings on a tree. What? $22. You going, hon? Yeah. Okay, bye. 22. Oh, 2 and 2 is 4. Remember we were getting all those 4s. Oh, and there's a 4 here. How many times? You've done this a few times. And perhaps this is why this is still the lesson here. Stop allowing people to convince you that you need to change in some way to satisfy their need or needs. You're like a master of getting out of the box here. And maybe that's what this lifetime is about for you. So don't look at yourself and go, oh my God, I know I've been such an idiot. No, I mean, this could be like really something that you're meant to master in this lifetime. You are getting yourself out of the box. The fox, new directions. Now, that's interesting. I was reading about the fox again. The fox is, oh, that makes a lot of sense too. Cancer is also like the house of the fourth house. the, where is it here? It's like our safe space. The fourth house, your home, your parents, real estate, your roots and foundations. Seclude from rest of world, physical, emotional home. Closing years of your life off. Wow, ancestors. Such an interesting house placement. And so the fox too is also like a really good partner. And when I was reading the book on it, I don't remember why. One of the other signs. It is a really good partner, and it can have difficulty without a partner. Like, it's just like so well programmed to be a partner. It's a devout partner. It's devoted. It's a really good partner. But also the other thing with the fox is, like, don't get caught in a path and like pick a path and say, this is the only path I'm going to go down. It's the only path I'm going to go down. Because sometimes along that path, you're going to find new scents that are worth exploring. Mentor and fox are at the bottom. I mean, you might be, I don't know how much of a mentor you can be to people. Like, directly mentor people. That I'm picking up with this energy here in the past. But there is probably some sort of mentorship that goes on there, even when you create boundaries. Maybe, I'm going to say, I would hope move along. The other thing to be careful of is not to hide. If you feel like things are crumbling around you, don't necessarily hide too much from it. You don't need to get in right there and participate with it, but be open to some level of destruction, perhaps. Okay, now tarot. Tarot. You then, the river and the stingray. Oh, the Five of Pentacles. Trying to fit in where you don't, where you can't. Not fitting in, not finding a place. The bridge and the tiger. This is the Ace of Swords, very clear. This tiger is also kind of like depicted as sort of like a divine sort of feminine energy. So there could be something here to do with mother. How even you allowed yourself to, like, even just kind of being over like yin energy, too held back and allow bridges to come over you. It just feels like a profound moment, even with the Ace of Swords, just a profound moment where you realize, oh my gosh, what was I doing all this time? I was compromising myself. Now, oh geez, are you in hiding? I don't know what you're doing. The Raccoon and the Seven of Swords, you are very much in hiding. Could even have something like, okay, there could be something that somebody found a truth about you in the past and they used it against you. Like, this makes you wrong, this makes you bad. And now you hide that truth. So be careful. There's like things, there's definitely the sense that feels like these things are like crumbling around you somehow. And then if there is any kind of fear about like dramatic change that could about to take place in your life, or that is, Be careful there's no self-destructive energy, like that you're not convinced of what people have told you, okay? Because I could see that with what's coming out here too, that there could be an element of self-destructive behavior. If this is a relationship that, like, maybe an intimate relationship, or it doesn't even have to be like romantic, but any relationship, and I say on an intimate level, like you have an intimate relationship with your parents. Most people do, like, because they've known you since birth and you've known them since you were born. So like, you know, things that you know about people that other people just don't know, right? That's an intimate relationship. And here, there could be, like, this could even be deceived as, like, diving into erotic relationships even. Like, actively doing that to your own demise. So be careful. Do be careful. There's, I think, a portion out there where this needs to be said. Because you're still working on the heart. You're still working on the heart. This lesson, the heart and the otter. Oh, the high priestess. This is a very different tiger. Wow. Yeah, why wouldn't you? So you're like, why wouldn't you swim across the river? Tigers do that. Why did there need to be a bridge? This tiger looks like it almost waits for the boat to come or something. Like it just sits in silence. It sits quietly. Sitting quietly. Trusting your intuition. Looking out for what the universe will bring to your river. Working on that. In peace and hope. That's the difference here, because this could be like sitting in quiet, but it's not necessarily in peace and hope. This is more peace and hope here. Connecting to a more ethereal feminine guidance than perhaps more toxic feminine guidance. You've mastered getting yourself out of the box. Ooh, the Father of Wands. You certainly strengthened your leadership skills. Having to figure out new roads, having to pave new roads. But why? Why right now? Why something seems catastrophic? The Mother of Cups and the Daughter of Cups. That's so beautiful. Look at it. There's all these little creatures that would come into the water, into the river. And look at, they come into the river only to share their rainbows with you. Aww. I love that. They come into your river to share their rainbows. They don't build bridges over you. Okay, it's like a split second. I'm going to be right back. Okay, Cancer, I took a moment with the book and with the cards. There's still some more interesting messages in this. The first thing I do want to say, if in any capacity, again, I'm just going to focus just a tiny bit for a few seconds here on negative energy that could be part of this. And I'm just saying it because if you engage in it, you're probably going to I don't feel like it would be good for you. There is the possibility with some of this energy that some of you might be in a focus of revenge. Just be careful with that, like revenge here. And I feel like for some of you, this revenge could be sharing a secret of someone's who is part of this bridge dynamic from the past. That could be what this Ace of Swords also represents here now looking at it. It kind of has the energy of, I don't know, maybe there's somebody who's done something really bad towards you over and over and over and over again, and you get something on them. And then you're like, they're almost like having an opportunity for some sort of public shame. Is possible with this, like you are waiting for the right moment to do this and destroy somebody. Don't. If you have some sort of information or knowledge like that, it's really being warned against doing that for sure. So I just wanted to put that out there because it's quite possible. This Hunter card, this is you now. This energy is intense. This is like nothing will stop you. So that's why I've kind of like, I just wanted to say that because the Apocalypse card is here and you do have the raccoon hiding in the shadows and there is some sort of a truth to come out. Now, if that truth is yours, then that's good. That's good, but not sharing, don't share someone else's truth in a way that could be vengeful. So we've said that. We can move away from that message. I think if that's, it might just be for one or two people or anyone, or if it's just a thought or something that could come your way, you probably shouldn't do it. It's not a good idea. There's a truth here. There's something about yourself that I feel like has been hidden in your river. I wanted to, I have both the Hunter and the Apocalypse. The Hunter is out because it does speak how, like, when you activate the Hunter archetype, you are aligning your energy with the great creatures of the world. The lion, the wolf, the tiger, the shark. Do so with care, right? Like, it's an intense energy. It's powerful. It is very powerful. And it is not something that really gets turned off. So it's kind of like you find a course, but you haven't done it yet. This is what's so intriguing about this. But I feel like it's something about you that you haven't shared or you haven't shown. And it's earth-shattering. It's just like earth-shattering with Apocalypse. Now, when I go to Apocalypse, where was it here? Talked about where the heck did it go? All kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypse, from big global lies to little white ones. So again, it's that, like, make sure these are not other people's information. Little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets. So again, be careful how you brace yourself for the horse. Oh, here we go. Brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. But that's where you are. Do you see what I mean? Genesis? There it is. Like, there's not so intense. There's some sort of truth here that is just, it's the passion and drive. It is like a wild stallion let out, crashing through a fence. And it has been hidden in such an incredible way that it could very well be just earth-shattering to people around you. And again, as long as this is your truth, don't do this with anyone else's truth. It just feels like the biggest, deepest karmic hole that you could possibly dig. I think that's what that was, yeah. Because, you see, this is the other thing. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time. One that unfolds when two desperate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil. So you learn some sort of a truth here. This means truths that have been kept in the dark, or truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen and unearthed, no matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light. An element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypse's energy is similar to a forest fire's devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. Do you see how intense this is? This is why I feel it's very important that you have, like, hold on to your center. Tame this horse. Be in control of it. It's a big energy. And then that's what I have. I have. I'm just, be careful of how you use that energy. Something deeply hidden here. So that's what I got to say. I'm going to go do the extended Cancer. In the extended, we're going to look at the transforming energies around you, and we're going to look at future you. That'll be interesting to see. It'll be really interesting to see. Thank you so much, my portals of love. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.